This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I don't think I've covered this quote-unquote musician before. I really hate to call any of these people anything but Satanists because that's what they are, but a musician by the name of Kodak Black. I'm sure a lot of you don't know who this person is. I didn't know, although I feel like maybe I had a video covering something about this person in the past, but I can't be for sure on that. Nonetheless, it's another video where we see the satanic baptism. Now, this is where these get tricky because fans are so deceived by these musicians that they think, they show him in a Catholic mass, okay? They show him, they show the communion, the bread, and all that stuff, and they show him being baptized in red water, which looks like blood. Now, people are going to say, no, it's just the light shining. It's just, they thought it would be more artistic to use red because, it's not suspicious enough that it looks like blood, but people will defend these musicians, as you could see on the wall underneath this guy's video, Kodak Black. They think that this is some type of worship music that's praising Jesus Christ because they use words like God. Remember, everything they do is inverted. This is what Satanists and people in the occult are taught, to invert things. They play the role and pretend to be Christians, most of the time pretending to be Catholic. We all know about the Vatican. We all know about the Catholic Mass and what its traditions are based off of. They will usually use Catholicism in a lot of these videos. Okay? But it gives the appearance to the audience that they're Christian when they're followers of Christ when they're not. They don't speak of Jesus Christ in their music. They have tattoos of crosses and stuff. Remember, the cross symbol goes back way before Christianity. I'm not saying that, if you wear a cross or you have a cross in your home that you're a pagan or a Satanist. Of course not. Of course not. But remember, they've taken a lot of symbols or, Catholicism and stuff have taken symbols that are pagan and satanic and things like the Christmas tree, right? All this stuff is just, it's warped everybody's perception of what Christianity is supposed to be about. And Christianity is supposed to be about Jesus Christ, about God's word, about the Bible, okay? But take a look at this. So you'll see Kodak Black. The song is called Testimony. He had two songs come out, this guy. Testimony, and then another song called Calling My Spirit. So instantly, someone who's asleep is going to think that he's referencing God, he's referencing Jesus, he's got a cross. But if you know the signs and the symbols, you'll see all of this stuff here. So let's start with the blood baptism. He's in church during a Catholic Mass. He goes up to get baptized. You can see this demonic type look on the priest's face where he's like laughing that he's taking a blood baptism, right? They know that people who see this are going to think that he's just found Jesus Christ. He's being baptized. Remember, all these blood baths, whether it's a blood bath or a blood baptism, from Eminem to Machine Gun Kelly to Joji, musician after musician after musician who's showing these things, Lil Wayne in their videos of bathtubs filled with blood. This represents the satanic baptism that is to come. Again, these people are baptized in blood when they denounce Jesus Christ and accept Satan as their master. So you'll see him covered in blood. And again, people will say, well, it's just water, and then the light is red because it doesn't have a thick density like blood. I mean, you really got to be stubborn not to want to believe that. But if you didn't, if you are someone who thinks that, well, then here's the icing on the cake, right? Right after he receives his blood baptism, he looks into the camera and he holds up the pyramid. No, he's not holding up the hand sign because he loves Jay-Z and Rockefeller, or the professional wrestler Diamond Dallas Page, okay? Or because his favorite shape growing up was a triangle, okay? Everybody knows what the pyramid stands for. It's why it's on the back of the dollar bill with the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. So he holds up the pyramid and proceeds to hold up the 666 sign. This is after being baptized in blood, or it's baptism in water and there's red light reflection like people will say. It couldn't be more obvious with this guy. 3 days prior, Kodak Black releases a video called Calling My Spirit, where you can see him in the MK Ultra, the basic leopard print, right? Always talking about it. You're always seeing it. It's not because all these people happen to be huge fans of the safari and love lions and tigers and cougars. Okay, they're not because they love 40-year-old women that they're wearing this. They're wearing it because they are MK Ultra slaves. Okay? Figuratively, these people have handlers who give them orders, and these musicians and artists and celebrities are all puppets for them. This symbolizes that. That's why you always see celebrities wearing this leopard, cougar-like print. So you could see him with that. And then, of course, you could see the all-seeing eye, the third eye right on his forehead. And, of course, people will say, well, he's got, the eyeball on his forehead means he's his chakra, or he's channeling his third eye, his spirituality, right? You can even see it, the upside-down pyramid around the third eye in his forehead. Okay, this is how these people work. They pretend to be Christian. It's the oldest trick in the book. Okay, it's the oldest trick in the book. If you listen to accounts of SRA victims who have come forward and spoken about their mother and their father, or gotten out of homes where SRA was a problem, all this stuff. And then the story behind it is always, I can't believe it. I can't believe the kid because, the parents they went to church every Sunday. They were Catholic. It's all part of keeping up appearances. Just like philanthropy. Like I say every day almost about philanthropy. These are all things that are done to keep up an appearance so that in the event that anything ever happens, they'll say, look what I've done. What have you done? Oh, I go to church every week. Do you go to church every week? Oh, I donate to charity every year, $10,000. What have you done? Right? This is all part of the deception so people don't think that these Satanists and occultists are among us. Meanwhile, everybody's being indoctrinated with the belief system that the Freemasons are taught. Okay? They're pretty much showing you, indoctrinating you with magic, Freemasonry, and all the teachings of the secret societies are becoming normalized. And then at some point, I hope I'm long dead by then, because I probably will be. And it might even be a couple years, who knows? But at some point, they're going to come out and just flat out tell everybody, Lucifer was misunderstood, because they're going to continue to give Christians a bad name. They're going to continue to say that Christians are bigots and hateful. We're going to see the rise in social media scores. We're going to see a rise in tolerance, and that means a decline in Christianity. And then eventually, if they say, listen, Lucifer got this bad rap, everybody could have money, we can live in a utopia, it's all going to be an illusion or a delusion, a grand delusion, and everybody will go along. But people like Kodak Black, who portray themselves this one way, do not be deceived by that. You could see photos of him holding up the devil horns, basic symbols. You can see him holding money over his eye, right? Doing the all-seeing eye symbolism by, holding it over his other eye. And all of the same signs and all of the same symbols and all of the Freemasonic duality crap. They do it over and over and over again. It's like I keep saying, don't you think if these people were such creative artists that somebody would say, hey, we've already seen Eminem taking a bath in blood. Why is Lil Wayne doing it in his video? Why is Machine Gun Kelly doing it in his video? Why is Joji doing it? Why are all of these people taking baths in black goo or blood or in some type of white cream, right? Like Rihanna. I just covered somebody last week who was doing with the white, the milk bath, the milk baptism. Okay? The blood is the most obvious one where somebody should say, oh yeah, it's normal. Let's all take a bath in blood. You see Maroon 5 doing videos covered and dousing themselves with blood. This is all part of it, right? You can even look up some of these satanic underground bands who admit to worshiping Satan, where all their music is about worshiping Satan, and they dump blood on the crowd, and the crowd's just like, oh, cool, we got dumped of blood on us. You all right? You think maybe you got a little bit of a problem here with idol worship? You're letting them dump blood and fecal matter, or who knows what else on you. Okay? They are indoctrinating society with this stuff. They're using people to portray themselves as Christians, right? You'll see the comments on this video from many people who are fans of this guy who will come over and they'll say, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't sound much like a Christian. What have you done? Kodak Black gives to charity. What do you do? He's an inspiration to everybody. I found God because of Kodak Black. People claim they found God, became lukewarm Christians because their musician takes a blood baptism in his video. When you see the repetition done over and over and over and over like this, it's a pretty safe telltale sign, okay, that something's going on. So the bloodbath, once again, it's becoming more and more normal, right? Musicians just covered in blood, people covered in blood, and they're like, oh no, it's just like a horror movie. They're paying homage to Carrie. Boy, people aren't seeing the signs at this point. Maybe I should just stop doing this. I know a lot of people would wish that, but maybe I would. Maybe I will sometime down the line, sooner or later. Because it's all there to unlock your minds. If you see the repetition, it'll slowly unlock your mind and you'll start seeing exactly what's going on. You'll snap out of this, mirage that we all live in. These people all are in the same secret societies. They all network. That's how they all become famous. That's why you see all the same signs and symbols in their videos. Okay? It's not because they're better than you or me or anyone else at rapping or singing or acting. It's because they're puppets. They're to influence. They're the influencers. And they're going to continue to influence people to take the microchip, to worship Satan, to turn on God, to be tolerant of all, to make their kids genderless at 2, you name it. They're poisoning our society. So this is Kodak Black taking his blood baptism, holding up the pyramid, and then holding up the 666. But I'm sure people will defend it. Unbelievable. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.